Hello Taurus, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at what you're dealing with in 2024, where your current energy is at right now, and what you need to know moving into 2025. Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Taurus, we're going to jump on in here. I'm finally back doing readings after taking some time off. I took some time off for the holidays and then I got sick. So I am still a little bit stuffed up, so bear with me through that. But let's see, Taurus. We're going to start with getting overall energy, and then we'll dive deeper into the story with tarot as the reading progresses. So let's look at your overall energy for 2024, just what you were dealing with. This meditate and contemplate card. I feel like there was a lot of time in solitude in 2024. That doesn't necessarily mean like you weren't surrounded by people, but I do feel like it, especially maybe in recent months, I feel like there has been a lot of really focusing on your inner world, doing some introspection, looking at things from different perspectives, and maybe a lot of changes were happening or you were contemplating certain changes happening. Because with this work through your fears card, I feel like you were kind of put in a position to have to face a lot of really uncomfortable emotions, either, again, so associated with making changes or contemplating making changes. And I feel like it was intentional for you to have to work through a lot of this energy. Now, I also feel that you made a lot more progress than you think throughout 2024. You know, when it comes to growth and healing and manifestation, you know, whatever kind of journey you feel you are on personally, so much of it happens within us. And sometimes our outer world can feel like it's not really changing, but our inner world is changing. And as your inner world does change, you can be certain that your outer world is eventually going to catch up and match it. So I do feel like there was a lot of self-work. Maybe, maybe we'll see kind of the Hermit card, which again is kind of that energy of solitude or, you know, self-reflection. So let's see where Taurus is at right now. Overall energy for your current energy. Believe in the impossible and bring love into the situation with a time for healing. You know, I had a similar kind of vibe for the Capricorn reading in this current energy. And I honestly kind of feel like this could even be, I don't know if it's like an earth sign kind of collective ordeal or just like in general a collective energy of just being really hard on yourself for what you feel you should have done or how you feel the year should have gone, or I'm not quite sure. And it's interesting because from the perspective of like reading the energy, I mean, and your reading in particular here, is that this was a time for healing. This definitely was a year for that inner work. And I feel like there's this need to bring a little bit of love and grace into the situation, giving yourself a little bit of grace. You know, I think that there's this pressure that comes at the end of the year. You know, you see on social media, everyone's posting about how wonderful their year was, all the things that they accomplish and all of the resolutions they have for the new year. And there's constantly this pressure for our life to be evolving. And sometimes and I said this already in this past energy, but I feel like this has really been a period of time for your life to evolve within. And I feel like as you are going to kind of step into this new year and into the new energy that will be eventually available to you, I feel like you're going to start to see that like the steps that you take, it's almost like you take it with a little bit more ease because of the work that you've done on yourself. So if all you feel like you've done this year is like heal or work on your inner world, or I'm not quite sure what exactly the message is. Like, it's going to depend on your personal situation, but regardless of what you feel you should or shouldn't have accomplished, like, this is definitely this energy of you're exactly where you're supposed to be, with the believe in the impossible, the things that you desire, the goals that you have, the things that you feel you should have reached this year but didn't. Those things are still possible. It's just, I feel like there's this energy of being so caught up in a timeline and feeling like you need to be at a certain place at a certain time. And I think that this is not the time for that. We are all on our own individual, unique journeys. And there is a time for you to be exactly where you are at every single moment. But I think that we get so caught up in these expectations that we create for ourselves that sometimes we start to feel like we're behind or we're failing because we're not exactly where we think we should be. But I feel like this is very much this energy of like, you've done a lot of work this year, Taurus. And I feel like, again, you're needing to give yourself a little bit more credit here. So what does Taurus need to know moving into 2025? What can Taurus expect? Luck is on your side. You have hold your vision here. I want to see. It's like your luck shifts. And I feel like it's not actually luck. Like, it's not just like, oh, it was on the bottom of the deck, so that makes sense. You have a personal issue reaches a resolution with the end of a tough cycle approaches. So it seems like what you can kind of expect throughout 2025 is closing out a difficult cycle. Luck is interesting because it's something that's available to everyone, but it doesn't always come in the form that we think. It's not like, oh, you go pick a lottery ticket and you're going to pick a winner every time. Like, that's not really what this energy is about. But it's more so starting to see things working out for you in like miraculous kind of ways, almost as if, you can start to see that there is like a divine hand in every single step of this process. And with this Hold Your Vision card, I feel like it's like, again, the idea that you have for where you want to be in your life, what you want to accomplish, what you want to attract, whatever the case is, those things are still very possible for you. And just because you haven't hit them yet doesn't mean that they're not happening. And I even feel, going even further into that one thing that we don't realize is that manifestation makes it look like it happens overnight because so much of that work is inner. So if you've been doing the inner work, like, you're good. Don't worry about what you haven't done yet or what you haven't accomplished or where you're not or how far you have to go, because none of that matters. That is all going to be taken care of as you continue on your journey. So I do feel like this is a year of like results after kind of a period of hermit mode and introspection, or maybe just putting a lot of work into something and not really seeing the results. What is it? It's like, it's interesting how the harder you work, the luckier you get. And I think that can go both ways, because there should definitely be a balance between work and rest. But I do very much feel like what you're kind of stepping into is the result of the work that you've been putting in, even if, and especially if so much of that was inner. One of the things that I'm seeing with these cards, these are all very purple, right? Purple energy. I guess this one could technically be more blue, but it's definitely purple. It looks more blue compared to these two cards, but it's still very purple. And I feel like, that's very much divine energy, right? You think crown chakra kind of energy. And I feel like that's what you're needing to understand, is that you have been doing so much like either spiritual work or personal work or growth or whatever the case might be, that is so much more important than the material progress you feel you should have made. The material progress will come eventually. That's like that's a result of the work. So I don't know. It kind of feels like this, like it's inevitable. You just kind of got to let it happen kind of thing. But let's see. Let's look, Taurus, at this recent past energy. This is diving a little bit more into the story. What has Taurus been dealing with? I was like not really all that stuffed up, but then as soon as I hit play on these videos, all of a sudden, all right. This is for your energy in 2024, Taurus. Yeah, see, this is very much this energy of not being where you want to be, not making the kind of progress you want to make, feeling like your effort is going to waste, or no matter how hard you try, you just can't get to where you're trying to get. Just tower one thing after another. Oh, yeah, this has definitely been a frustrating year, and I feel like it really pushed you into a place of starting to really doubt yourself. And that's natural. That's going to happen for anyone. You know, when you experience just like one obstacle, one challenge after another, it's going to be hard to keep, believing that you're worthy or you're good enough, or that it's going to happen for you. Like, naturally, your doubt is going to start to come up. But I feel like that's why right now you're needing to give yourself a little bit more grace, because I think you're needing to look back at this year and look at how much you've handled. And one of the things that I often like to do is looking at kind of like, yeah, I experienced a lot of obstacles and challenges that I had to kind of get through, but then also looking at them and saying, and how much better did I handle these things than my past self would have? Kind of a testament to your growth, a testament to how far you've come, because I still feel this energy of you've come a lot further than you think you have. And even if your outer environment isn't currently reflecting that, ultimately doesn't really mean anything, because eventually, again, your outer world is going to catch up to your inner world. But I do feel like this is kind of this energy of feeling a little bit lost, a little bit unsure, not really sure where life is taking you or what's going to happen next. And I think that this was definitely a very natural, the self-doubt was a very natural reaction to that. Now, I do think that it's important you pull yourself out of that too. And maybe that's what this current energy is about, is not being so hard on yourself for kind of just everything, really. Because I feel like you've been through a lot. And I also feel at the same time that you need to recognize how much progress you did make despite the obstacles and challenges. Like, pay attention to how far you've come and the steps that you have taken, not how far you have to go. Because if you're always focusing on how far you have to go, you are always going to feel behind. You're always going to feel, especially if you're like comparing yourself to others or whatever, comparison, whether it's to other people, to your past self, or to an idea or a vision that you had for your life. Like, things never work out the way that we expect. Ever, ever, ever. You know what I just realized? I didn't pull an overall theme for this reading. Give me just a second. That was weird. I never skipped that. Maybe there's a reason. Overall theme of this reading for Taurus. But I just feel like overall, this past energy was challenging, but I feel like you really fought through it. And I think that you need to give yourself a lot of credit for that. And everything's going to work out just fine. I think that your luck is about to change for the better. Overall theme of this reading for Taurus. I know that I will attract everyone and everything aligned with my purpose. I am magnetic. And I think that that's a lot of what this is really talking about. As you raise your vibration, as you heal, as you grow, as you learn, as you evolve, right? You become a magnet for abundance, a magnet for miracles, a magnet for divine support. And sometimes experiencing becoming a magnet for divine support often looks like the opposite. It kind of feels lonely and isolating and like everything is falling apart. But a lot of times what that actually is kind of like this new version of you. It allows, it's an opportunity for a new version of you to kind of emerge. And sometimes, it's we hear it all the time. It's like, strength is kind of forged in the fire, right? Like you gain strength and you gain confidence, kind of like in the midst of it all. And I think that that's what this year was really about, is kind of really coming into a more healed, more aware version of yourself. And that is going to pay off. That is absolutely sure, or for sure. And I feel like that's why this is like, you are magnetic. You are capable of attracting the things that you desire. All right. Shift back here to looking at your current energy. So where is Taurus sitting right now? Current energy for Taurus. Yeah. We're sitting in limiting beliefs. I knew we were going to see it. I feel like this year has challenged you in so many ways that it almost feels like you're trapped in the reality that you're in. It's not the reality you want, but it feels like it's the only one that you're going to be able to have. And boy, oh boy, are you wrong. According to what I'm seeing here. Okay. So we're trapped in our limiting beliefs right now. But this Hierophant in reverse is this need to see things from a very different perspective. Not looking so much at what hasn't worked as like I've failed, or I'm not good enough to accomplish my goals, or I didn't do the things that I feel like I should have done, therefore I'm not worthy or deserving of success. Like whatever you might be telling yourself. You did the best you could with the tools that you have at this time, right? Like I feel like you can genuinely say that about yourself. And I think that you're needing to recognize that right now your fear it has a lot of control over you. And I feel like, especially when we try, things don't seem to work out, it's pretty natural to kind of want to go, screw this. Why even try? I put in all this work. I put in all this effort. One freaking thing after another. I'm tired. I'm burnt out. Who cares? And I feel like this is definitely a period in your life where you're needing to really rise to the occasion. And I feel like you have. So you might be like, I'm tired of rising to the occasion. One more time, though. Rising to the occasion one more time, and really trying to step into your power to understand that the only way that I will ever truly fail in my life, and this is both, I'm saying this regardless of who you are, the only way you will ever truly fail in your life is if you stop trying to achieve the things that you desire. That is the only way that you will fail. Doesn't mean you won't experience failure. Doesn't mean you won't experience setbacks or losses or challenges, but those do not have to be a destination. They will be if you allow them to, but they don't have to be. You can choose to look at the things that have happened in your life as either a finality or a stepping stone. And however you choose to view the things that you've been through, that's going to create wherever you go from here. So if you're looking at the things that have happened, at the failures or the losses or the challenges, and you're saying, this is proof that I'm not good enough, or that I can't get there, that it's not possible for me, or whatever the case is, you're going to be 100% right. You are going to be right, and everything in your reality is going to reflect that back at you. You're going to be right. Or you can look at the things that have happened and you can say, all of these situations, though not fun, though not, don't really want to relive them, they were opportunities. They were opportunities for growth. They were opportunities for me to get to know myself better. They were opportunities for healing. And I know that every single opportunity I have for growth or healing is only going to take my life to the next level. And that is absolutely true, but only if you allow yourself to perceive your life through that lens. And I feel like that's what you're really being challenged to do right now. You can allow the challenges and the obstacles of this year to tell you, that's it. You're never going to get to where you want to go. Your dreams are dead. Sorry about it. Or you can look at it and you can say, things didn't really go like I wanted, but now what? Now what am I going to do with it? What have I learned? How have I grown? How have I healed? And how am I going to use these experiences to make my life even better than it could have been before? And I think that if you're willing to step in, because that's where your power lies. Your power lies in your ability to transmute. Your power lies in the ability to be the alchemist of your life, to take the crappy things that happen and turn them into something good and something positive. It doesn't mean ignore the crappy parts, but it means using them to your advantage in some way. So what does Taurus need to know moving forward? What does Taurus need to know? Oh, whoa, whoa. Ooh, Ace of Cups. What about the Ace of Cups? I can't tell. I need more, okay. Three of Wands. That's a really weird song for me to have popping into my head. I think it's freaking like Lizzie McGuire. Is that what it is? The why not take a crazy chance? Why not? Oh, okay. So, oh my gosh, yeah, okay. Three of Cups, Six of Swords. Or, why did I say Six of Swords? Six of Pentacles. Not swords. Why did I say swords? I don't know. Anyway, it feels like, okay, here's kind of what the vibe that I'm getting. So I'm gonna give this an example and then I'm gonna elaborate on it. Say like challenge after challenge arises and you lose your job, okay? And you keep trying to apply to jobs, but you just cannot seem to get a job. It's just one thing after another. But then this really wild opportunity, this like dream aligned opportunity falls into your lap. And you never would have even thought about pursuing it. But you're at this point where you're like, why the hell not? I might as well. This isn't working. That's not working. So I might as well just freaking try. And it's like, it takes you where you're wanting to go. But it's like, if you, it's just, I get this energy of like, well, why the hell not? Why wouldn't I try? Like, I tried this, it didn't work. I've tried that, it didn't work. I've tried that. It's obstacle after challenge. Like, why the hell not? And that's what it feels like. It's like, and I'm laughing, not because I think that it's funny, but because it's like, this is the way it's being presented, is like, when you lose so much, you kind of get to this point where you're like, I've got nothing to lose. Like, I might as well just freaking shoot for the stars, because if I've tried and failed at these things, then why the hell not? Why not start this business? Why not just give it a shot? Like, why not, go on, shoot my shot with this person that I've had this crush on for forever? Like, why the hell not? Why wouldn't I do it? It's like, and I'm not saying like it's specifically those things, but that's what this energy is about. It's like just obstacle after challenge after obstacle after challenge. And the important thing is like, yes, you don't want to give up, but then it's just like, it's like you have this energy of just like, why not? And then your luck changes because of that. Because all of a sudden, you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone in ways that you never would have before. It's like maybe there was some complacency in the past and you were just kind of sitting in these places where you weren't really fulfilled and you weren't really happy, but you were okay. But then challenges and obstacles started arising. There were losses and things started happening. And now you're like, well, why not? And I love it because look at where it leads you to. I mean, you have the Six of Pentacles here. I keep wanting to say swords, which is a lot about moving forward, moving away from the old and into the new. But then you also have the Three of Cups here, which is like finding where you belong, like the places where you align, the people you align with, the actual spaces that you align with and you belong in. And then it's the Six of Pentacles is all about receiving. So it's interesting because it's like, you stumble almost. You like stumble upon these opportunities. This is what it feels like. You stumble on these opportunities that are so aligned because there's this part of you that's like, why the hell not? I can kind of relate to that in a sense. When I decided that I didn't want to be a financial advisor anymore, I had no idea what I was going to do. I wasn't a spiritual person at that point. I didn't know, but knew that I wasn't going to be a financial advisor anymore. It was not my purpose, and that became very, very clear. So I quit my job out of the blue, no backup plan. Don't recommend it. But I did. And then I kind of stumbled into just some spiritual concepts, and then one thing led to another, and then I was watching tarot on YouTube, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then I bought my own deck, and I started doing it for myself. And at this point, I had been out of a job for a few weeks, and I was like, why not just try? Why not just try? I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to start posting on YouTube. We're just going to see how it goes. And then now it's my career. So it's funny because I can kind of relate to it in that sense where it's like, I never would have tried that if I hadn't have made certain moves, or if I wasn't at that place where it's like I had nowhere else to go. And I think that that's a lot of times we search for opportunities and we're like, maybe it's this job, or maybe it's that, or maybe it's that. And sometimes the opportunity is us. It's just trying new things. It's stepping outside of your comfort zone. It's doing things you never thought of doing before because it didn't make practical sense. But now practical sense is out the window because no matter how much you try to pursue from practical sense, it doesn't seem to work. So I like this because I feel like your luck changes because your approach changes, because you get to this point where you're willing to take risks, where you're willing to step out of your comfort zone and try new things. And I think that that's where things start to happen for you. We're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to look at, so this reading was what you need to know. Extended is what you can do or what you need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. And then I have an advice card to pull from your spiritual team at the very end. Thank you so much, Taurus, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Taurus, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Taurus.